Hey everyone, and welcome to Outlining the Crime. There are several new developments that we should talk about regarding Gabby's disappearance. I do have a few more videos that will be coming out soon, so please go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss those. One of the videos pertains to the timeline the family's putting together, and you definitely want to hear that. In this video, we will review a police report that was filed regarding a physical altercation between Gabby and Brian during their road trip. Now, before we go into that, I've noticed some possible false information being spread on social media. There is a new Instagram account that has the same username as Brian's, and people are saying that what was posted in the stories makes it seem like he's torturing the family. However, I've noticed a difference between Brian's old real account versus this new, possibly fake account, is there is an extra underscore at the end of the fake account. I should also mention that this is just me assuming it's not really Brian being stupid by creating this extra account and sharing these in the stories. So here's a screenshot I captured at 6:50 p.m. on September 15th, 2021. Of Brian's real Instagram account, and then I recorded my screen to show you the new/fake account, which posted these two stories saying the following. First one here says, "We're just at the starting point of this race," and the second one says, "Please come back to me, Gabs, I miss you so much," with the picture of them. So with that, just be careful what type of information you are sharing out there. Jumping over to the police report. So according to this police report, Gabby was in a physical altercation with Brian, who is Gabby's boyfriend or fiance, whatever you want to call him, during their road trip that she's not back from yet. Also, my last video on Gabby's disappearance goes into further detail on why some are calling Brian the boyfriend versus some are saying that he's a fiance. So you are more than welcome to go check that out after this video. So police were called at a grocery store in Moab, Utah on August 12th due to an argument between Gabby and Brian. And a few weeks after this, she disappeared and her family filed a missing report on September 11, 2021. This police report is pretty long, so we'll just discuss some of the sections that are major red flags. And I'm interested in hearing what your opinion is down in the comments. So police were called for a report of a domestic problem that took place near a grocery store. A witness that was interviewed by one of the officers stated that he saw the pair arguing over what he thought was a phone. The witness said that when Brian got into the van, he saw what appears to him as Gabby hitting Brian in the arm and then climbing through the driver's window as if Brian had locked her out and she was trying to find a way in. The couple had already left the scene in their Ford Transit van, so an officer did pull them over near the Arches National Park. The officer said that the vehicle was traveling 45 miles per hour in a 15-mile-per-hour zone. The vehicle left its lane, swerved over through several lanes, hit a curb before stopping near the entrance to the park. Gabby said that happened after she hit Brian's arm to alert him that there are police behind us. One officer said she was crying the entire time he interviewed her, and she confessed to be struggling with her mental health, which led to the incident that was reported to law enforcement. One of the reports by another officer states that Brian tried to create distance by telling Gabby to take a walk to calm down, but she didn't want to be separated from him, and she began slapping him. Brian grabbed her face and pushed her back as she pressed upon him and the van. He tried to lock her out, but she opened the driver's door and forced her way over him into the vehicle before it drove off. Brian said that Gabby, thinking he was going to leave her in Moab without a ride, went to slap him. As Gabby went to swing, Brian pushed her away to avoid the slap. The police said that Brian had some minor visible scratches. No one reported that Brian struck Gabby. The couple reported that they were in love and engaged to be married and desperately didn't wish to see anyone charged with a crime. Brian did also tell one of the officers that they both suffer from an undisclosed medical condition, although many people believe that it's anxiety or that they are both bipolar. Additionally, Brian said that the issues between the two have been building over the past few days, so this in return caused them to argue more than usual. Brian did tell the officer that neither he nor Gabby take medication for this undisclosed medical condition. Brian also said that he and Gabby have been traveling together for the last 4 or 5 months. That one I'm kind of questioning because I thought they went on their trip July 2nd, unless he was just talking about random trips here and there as well. Not sure. However, the time spent together has created an emotional strain between them and increased the number of arguments. So in the end, the officers said there were no significant injuries and both agreed that she suffered from serious anxiety, and it was determined that the incident was more of a mental/emotional health issue than a domestic assault. Brian had no fear for his safety and he did not exhibit any indicators that he may be a victim of battered boyfriend syndrome. One of the officers found lodging for Brian for the night, and Gabby stayed with the van. They both agreed to separate for the night, and no charges were filed. Now, due to the time frame that this occurred and the area, there has been so much speculation across many websites if Brian could potentially be linked regarding a different open case that has been ruled a double homicide. This is a story on Kylan Schulte, who's 24 years old, and Crystal Turner, 38 years old, who were just married in April 2021 and were living at different campgrounds near town. The women were reported missing on August 16th after last being seen on August 13th at a bar called Woody's Tavern in Moab around 9:30 p.m. Unfortunately, on August 18th, both women were found in a nearby creek, undressed from the waist down, with multiple gunshot wounds. Kylan had told her friends that there was a creepy man around their camp and they had been intimidated by him. This caused them to move their camp. She also told her friends that if something happened to them, that they were murdered. And with that, I'll bring it back to you. What do you think of what's going on between Brian and Gabby, and then Brian potentially being connected to this double homicide? And until then, I'll see you all on the next video.